So again, right now I'm holding the container until about 6:35. So if you are just arriving, I invite you to take the next few minutes to land in your space, just finding presence here. I pulled a card for myself as I was beginning to set the space, and I got I am presence. So just a reminder there, you are here present in this moment for some reason. So tuning into that. And if you have not been to an event like this before with me, there is full permission at any time for you to not do what I am doing and to do something else. So if you want to journal, or you want to do art, or you want to move, or you want to lay down, at any point you are welcome to do that. So as we're holding space here right now, just really tuning into what you need for yourself in this moment. These rituals are really about tuning into self-care and really being present to what we need. All right. So as we land in this space together, creating this container, if we have others that drift in, we will just welcome them wherever we are. But for now, we're going to dive right in. So to begin, I'm going to just very briefly introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. My name is Safriana Luna. I'm one half of the Living Luna mission team. We have a podcast, we are a community, we are a mission and a movement, and we're trying to elevate social media presence, creating a container for people who feel like others to be able to have meaningful conversations and tune in together, be present together with healthy communication. I'm also a psychotherapist and an educator and a priestess and prayer chaplain. So this is sort of, these rituals are a conglomerate of everything that I do, combining the mental and spiritual and emotional health all in one, and physical. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of how this ritual is going to flow. So the first thing that we're going to go into is just a brief symbolism of why we're doing this ritual on this day. And Kenna, if you can go to the next slide for me. So the symbolism is very important to me when I create these rituals. So we'll talk briefly about that. We'll call in the space. I will be calling the space in my room. You can call in the space however you want for yourself, or you can just tune in with me in that. We will do a little bit of education in this ritual because it's really important when we're setting our intention today. Then we'll go into a brief moving meditation. We'll have a pause where you can either journal and reflect, or if you need to run to the bathroom or get a drink of water or something in between steps. And then we'll go into a guided experience, which you can self-guide by journaling, or you can get comfortable and I will lead you through a meditative journey. And then we have chocolate communion, or just communion. We'll eat a snack together and take a sip of our beverages and just share in the community of that. And then we'll close and release. And then if you want to stay behind after we officially close to get a reading, I do live 1-card readings if you would like. So without further ado, let's go into the symbolism. So first and foremost, we're not actually doing this ritual tonight on the full moon. That is actually tomorrow, but I'm really hoping that you will have an opportunity to go out and soak in the moon energy tomorrow, because it's going to be very potent. You may already be feeling this if you are someone who is sensitive to lunar energies. And if not, that's not your thing, it's going to be a beautiful moon. It is going to be the biggest moon of the year. So it's our second super moon, but this one is the biggest. So it is going to look huge in the sky, very bright. So I am really hoping you'll have an opportunity to go and soak that up. But there's two things I want to speak on before we go into this today, which is, this is the buck supermoon. It is full moon in Capricorn, and the energies that are at play, or the symbolism, if you want to look at it in that way, is grounded and earthy. There's really an ability to stabilize with this energy, but that is also being sort of challenged by some of the other things that are coming up right now. So there's huge emotion surfacing in the subconscious. I many of us are experiencing collectively, all of these wounds coming to the surface and all of these traumas that are ready to be healed and released. And I'm seeing that across the board in my therapeutic work, in my spiritual communities, in my breathwork communities, like everywhere. We're all just kind of having this collective emotion surfacing. So there's an opportunity here to really take all of that, gather all of that, and move into stability with it, move into a practical energy with it. And so tonight's ritual is all about boundaries, because we need to have physical boundaries, we need to have energetic boundaries. We need to contain ourselves in order to allow the subconscious to come to light, to allow those inner truths to surface. And as I was sitting down to prepare for this ritual today, spirit, God, whatever presence, however you want to name that, was speaking to me through me and said there's a reason why I planned this ritual to be around boundaries. And that is that our boundaries are more important than ever before. If you look around at the world, and I'm not going to share any opinions of any particular thing here, but if you look around at the world, everybody is feeling tense. It does not matter what side you are on or what you believe right now, things are very tense. And a lot of people are experiencing a boundaryless state where they are allowing their fears, where they're allowing their angers, where they're allowing their opinions, their beliefs to try to spill over into other people and force them to act or be a certain way that has nothing to do with them. So we need our boundaries so that we can come into alignment with them and empower other people to do the same. Because if you are boundaryless and you pour all of your stuff into me, and I'm boundaryless and I let that happen, we're really creating a mess between each other that is only going to serve to hurt. But if I have my boundaries and you have your boundaries and everyone around us has their boundaries, suddenly we have this beautiful ripple effect that can create permission for vulnerability. And in that vulnerability, we can heal. But we have to be boundaried in that. This is where it's nuanced and it's a little bit hard for me to explain sometimes. But collectively, our most important objective right now is to understand that there is no such thing as separation. And yet I'm inviting you to draw boundaries. So how do those two things go together? And it's because in knowing that I am this expression of everything and you are that expression of everything, I don't need to be threatened by you. I don't need to be at odds with you because I know that I am the same as you, even if I'm having a different experience. And our boundaries allow us to be in relationship with each other in a way that can be authentic and healthy. So I hope this is making sense. I know, again, it's nuanced, this idea that we collectively need to understand that we are not separate, and yet that we are an individual that needs to maintain our energy. Because again, when we don't have these boundaries, we drain each other. And then the collective suffers from that. So there is power in owning your boundaries. So whatever energy is surfacing for you, go with that. So yes, we will go into setting the space now with this energy in mind. And again, feel free to make this your own. I'm going to go ahead and sort of meditatively pray us in. And I am going to clear my space and light a candle. So setting the intention for yourself in just moving into this space, we'll get into much deeper intentions in just a little bit. But setting the intention for this space to be a container, to cultivate whatever you need in this moment, whatever you need tonight on your spiritual journey. Seeing that surfacing in this space for you. And just tuning in to what is here and what is alive. And feeling into the energy of this space, calling on the power of source within, calling upon the power of source without. Seeing and feeling into the unity of this space, of this collective container, knowing that you are sharing in this moment with others, and that in doing so, we empower each other to be seen and felt in our boundaries. Knowing that our sacred boundaries are one of our most important gifts to share with the world. That in drawing boundaries, we tell other people, other beings, exactly how we need to be loved, how we know that we're valued and respected and in our power and integrity. Giving ourselves permission to be in our power, to be in our integrity, our authenticity. And even if fear surfaces in the process of looking towards our boundaries, knowing that that fear is simply guiding us where we need to go next. So whatever you're experiencing here in this moment, welcoming everything. So take a moment to look around your space and feel into your body. Feel into the sense of safety that exists here right now. And if it doesn't feel entirely safe, just feeling into whatever does feel secure here in this moment. So I'm going to light my smudge one more time, just to allow these hopes to be carried up to the divine, up to the heavens. And know that as we speak it, so it is. So I want to talk briefly about boundaries, because in my time as a therapist, I have come to understand that not many people actually know what boundaries are or what they can even look like. So really quickly, I do education on types of boundaries and what they might look like, but physical, emotional, time and energy, spiritual, intellectual, and material are the major categories. And I'm not going to deep dive into this right now, but your boundaries are allowed to be around whatever you want them to be as long as they are yours, right? So you can't put a boundary around another person doing something on their own time, but you can put a boundary around being with that person if they do certain things in their own time. So it's nuanced as always. We're very used to demand in our culture and saying, I need this from you, or I need you to do. But that's a command or a demand, not a boundary. So I want to kind of get into why it's important to have boundaries. So boundaries basically set up our entire relationship with the world. And Kenna, you can move on. boundaries help us to establish who we are in the world and how we want our time and our energy and our intellectual property and our physical space, our expression, our sexual orientation and expression of that. All of these things that identify who we are, we can set those boundaries up outside of ourselves. Boundaries protect us from violation. And if someone violates our boundaries, it falls on us to remove ourselves from their presence if they are going to do that. And that is very hard for people to own because they want to change other people's behavior. But we can't do that. So we have to rely on our boundaries, and that's part of our internal boundaries. Boundaries bring structure into our lives, especially in terms of workplace boundaries or relationship boundaries or how our morning routine, our internal boundaries look. And they let us preserve our purpose and our mission in life. I know for me, when my boundaries have not been good, that has looked for me like letting a lot of my time and energy go to other people and then wondering why I had none left for myself. So it's important when you know you have a purpose, when you know you have a mission, that you preserve enough of your energy and resources to be able to do that. And that's really where, as we're elevating ourselves, as we are upgrading, that we keep in mind that our boundaries are a gift to others to show them how they can love us, but they're a major gift to us. So protecting our assets and our energy, we need our energy for ourselves. We need resources for ourselves. And we don't need to just do the bare minimum and survive. We're allowed to want and need more than that. And then boundaries let us live from this place of passion and authenticity. If I have loose boundaries and I say that you can come over to my house whenever you want, but I really need quiet time, I'm not being authentic in telling you that you can come over here. So it falls on me to put that boundary in place. So when we don't put our boundaries in place or we have weak or poor boundaries, it leads to all of our mental health problems and our physical health problems. We can often look and find the root is some kind of boundary violation, whether it's us not maintaining our boundaries or someone else violating our boundaries. And obviously, there are cases in life where your boundaries are going to be violated and there is nothing you can do about it except for heal from it. And those are awful situations. But in general, if you are allowing yourself to be in relationship with people who are draining your boundaries, you are going to feel more guilty. You're going to feel more distracted. You're going to feel like your life is disorderly or chaotic, that you can't get control of it. You may lose respect of yourself, and other people may not respect you because they see that they can walk all over you, as it were. There can be major feelings of overwhelm and burnout, right? Like going back to my example of giving all of my time and energy away trying to help people. And then again, wondering, why do I feel overwhelmed and burnt out? Well, because I haven't preserved enough for myself. And all of this culminates often in just the loss of interest in life, that loss of passion, that loss of our ability to step into our power. And then we end up with these unmet goals, endless stress, we beat ourselves up, and it does not contribute in a positive way to our health. So boundaries are really the crux of everything in my book. So I want to go ahead and set an intention. And we're all going to do this. These rituals are containers where I am participating just as much as everyone else that's participating. So I want us to think about what internal or external boundary or boundaries. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself and like write down everything you've ever needed to say to someone else or everything you've ever needed to say no to. Just maybe 1 to 3 things to just dip into what you need boundaries for yourself around, or what you need boundaries that you need to express to other people to give them a chance to meet them. Again, you can't control what other people do, but you can give them a chance to respect you and respect your boundaries. Or if they cannot do that, that means that they're probably not a good fit for you. But really tuning into right now things that are maybe a surface level boundary. if you are not deep in your boundary work, if you're not working with a therapist or a coach on this, I don't recommend going to the deep stuff, but something general, like I'm going to do my best to wake up every morning at 7:30 and attend my breathwork class. That's an internal boundary about my time and my energy and what I'm doing with my time and energy. I will not be in a relationship with others who yell at me, talk poorly to me, curse me out. I will honor my need for creativity by scheduling 30 minutes of uninterrupted time a day to sit down and create something. I am not going to beat myself up if I make a mistake. These are all examples of boundaries that you might want to set. So I'm going to take a moment to set mine. And again, for this entire ritual, the encouragement is to do this in whatever way feels authentic to you. So if you want to journal it, if you want to write it down, if you want to yell it out loud, not into the microphone, please, but into your space. There's going to be an invitation for us to move into some movement here shortly, and I really want you to have some power statements that you can feel and tune into. I just want to say that some of these statements that I am going to or I am not going to could also sound like goals. And I think it is really good for all of us to try and have a boundary with ourselves around perfectionism, of not allowing ourselves to hold ourselves to a standard of perfectionism, because that is an impossible goal. So I set the intention for an internal boundary around my time and my energy. I am going to commit to 28 days of boundaries, meditation, and breath work. That is obtainable to me, but this other boundary about not perfectionism, if I miss a day or two, I'm not going to beat myself up about that, but I am going to do my best to honor the commitment of this internal boundary around my time and space. So just giving yourself that permission with these. So hopefully you have formulated some boundary intention statements that feel good to you. And for now, set those aside if you've physically written them down, or otherwise hold them in your mind's eye as we move into this next part. So I'm going to explain and then I'm going to do, and you can follow along with me, or you can do your own thing. So during these rituals, I like to do a little bit of breathing and moving meditation to anchor our intentions. So there's going to be some guidance, but the invitation is for you to move your body however you want, even if that's not how I'm moving my body. You don't have to move your body. You can choose to sit in stillness with this and just breathe. Or you can go do your own thing, right? Full permission in this. Tuning into your boundaries in this moment and what you need. But the movement is going to invite us to feel into our physical and energetic boundaries. So if that sounds exciting to you, you can modify it to do it seated, or you can stand along with me. So we will move into some movement now. Oh, I'm gonna need to move my camera a little bit more. All right. So again, there's an invitation to tune into our spaces because you are in a physical boundary of some kind of room or a car. So just noticing that boundary. Getting the 360 of it. What's above, what's below. And then begin to map your physical boundary. Just sweeping the arms from side to side, feeling your bubble. Just taking on the 3 dimensions of your space. And if you're seated, you might just be doing this with the arms. And then if it feels good to do so, mapping your boundaries with movement and breath. So perhaps inhaling as the arms come up. Exhaling as the arms come down. Perhaps doing one arm at a time. If you're standing, you might move the legs out. Feeling where your feet can reach to. You might stretch to see how tall you can get, how long and straight your spine can become. Again, just however you want to map your physical boundaries. I'm going to move into a little bit of Qigong here. Just feeling with some gentle tapping on the kidneys, on the lower abdomen, allowing this energy to be here, feeling my physical form. Same thing with the shoulders. Waking the physical body up to feel itself, to feel its own boundaries of the skin. I also like to tap on my collarbone. This is very anchoring to me. Maybe trying a couple of things on in your body, seeing how they feel. And if they don't feel good, don't do them. But if they feel delicious and they feel nourishing, maybe do it a little bit more. I'm just noticing here if there's any energy that needs to move out of the body. And if there is anything needing moved out, perhaps just shaking the limbs, shaking the body a little. Again, feeling the physical space. Noticing your physical boundaries. I'm going to move us, if you're standing with me, I'm going to move back to the floor. Again, invitation to keep doing whatever feels right in your body right now. I'm just going to map my space again here. And then we're going to shift the awareness to what's alive in the body. so that attention moves from out here to within. Noticing the quality of the breath. We are energizing our boundaries here. So we just felt all of this physical movement. I'm going to invite in a breath here. If you want to try this on, you are more than welcome to do so. If it feels odd or not inviting to you, no need to do it. But feeling the energy cultivated in the body, there's an invitation here to take a nice deep breath. And then on the exhale to either blow it out through the lips, imagining that we are filling our energetic boundary with that. Or if you're familiar with Kali breath, where you extend the tongue as you do that, you can try that on and push that energy out into your boundary. So I'll begin. Allowing the breaths to be low and deep in the body. Noticing as you continue to cultivate a breath here. Visualize pulling that energy into your bubble, into your energetic and physical boundaries. You might picture a bubble. You might picture a room, a pyramid, an orb, whatever works for you. Envisioning your energetic boundary in the same map as this physical boundary, as far as you can reach. And now we're going to move into a brief time where if you want to get up, take a break, run to the bathroom, grab a drink of water, you are more than welcome to do so. If you want to continue moving your body, that's fine. Or if you want to just take the next few minutes to journal in this moment. On the other side, in just about 5 minutes, we're going to move into either a meditation or a self-guided experience. So tune to your needs right now, reflect, listen to the music, take a break, whatever you want to do. And at about 7:15, we're going to go into that guided experience, which is the last part of our ritual. All right. So what we're going to move into next, this is the choose your own adventure portion. So whatever you need tonight. And this can be either the guided meditation. The way that I do this, I don't really plan it. I am just going to channel whatever is coming through in the moment that those of us here collectively need right now to tune into. So if you would like to lay down, get comfortable, or find yourself in a comfortable seat to go along with the guided meditation and just see what comes up, go for that. Otherwise, there are prompts on the screen that you can tune into and journal or create art around if that feels more authentic to you. Or you can do a little bit of both. I tend to actually do a little bit of both. I like to write things down as they come through. So as I channel things, I may kind of come out of the meditation to write something down. If that feels good for you too, go for it. So whatever you are choosing to do, remembering that you have full autonomy through this experience to change your mind at any time and do something else if it's not landing for you. And even if you choose to go along with the meditation, same thing. If something's not landing for you, moving on. So at this time, I'll move those of us choosing to do a meditation into that. So finding yourself in a comfortable position. And again, this can be lying down, it can be seated. Feel free to take a moment to get your body as comfortable as it can be. So if you need to grab pillows, blanket, a block, you have a little time to adjust yourself here. Just knowing you could do that again at any time. And when you land in whatever position is comfortable to you, an invitation to tune into the breath. Noticing the quality of the breath as it rises from deep down in the abdomen. Slowly rises up towards the lungs. Many of us have lost touch with how to breathe in this way, deep in the body, instead of high up in the lungs. So if it helps you to do so, feel free to put hands on your abdomen. Feel the way the belly extends when you take a nice deep drink of breath. And being aware of how the breath moves through the body, breathing in through the nose and either slowly out through the mouth or through the nose again. Just allowing there to be a natural breath here as we begin to tune inward. Noticing again that physical boundary of the skin. Energetically feeling into the physical boundary of your space. Noticing the boundary of your clothing. The boundary of the surface that you're seated on. These boundaries are just edges. Edges distinguishing one thing from another. Neither good nor bad, simply neutral. And from within this space, beginning to turn inward to your mind's eye. And check into the space where you're landing in your heart center. You connect the bridge between the mind's eye and the heart. What might that space look like? Perhaps you're in a room, perhaps you're in a forest. Allowing yourself to be where you need to be right now. And then beginning to look around in whatever space this is for you and see if there's some kind of door or portal that you can move through. And if you've already moved through that portal or door, noticing what's on the other side. And if you're simply looking at that portal or door, just observing the qualities of it, what it's made of, what it's formed into, if it's something natural. This portal or doorway is a gateway to tuning in to your higher self. It is the threshold between you and your ego, your sense of judgment versus your ability to be truly discerning. So we're going to move through this gateway or portal from the side of our ego into the space of our higher self, our connection with divine, with God, source, energy, potential, the infinite universe, however this energy shows up for you, that divine energy connected to your highest self. Making an internal commitment in this moment as we move through that gateway to notice what the realm of the higher self looks like. Taking in the colors and shapes, the sounds, the ambiance of this inner space of the higher self. Paying particular attention to any colors that are here. And feeling the shift within your energy as you move again from that ego space into the space of your higher self that's without judgment, but instead has discernment, the ability to tell what's right for you, what's your truth, not judgment of those things or of other people's boundaries or needs or higher selves, but just what's authentically here for you, your truth. How would you know in your body what the truth feels like? Perhaps you experiment within this space, telling a truth and then telling a lie, seeing what lights up in your body as you tune into both frequencies. Perhaps there's a pinching sensation somewhere, or a heaviness or a lightness between your truth and your lie. Within this space of discernment, your direct connection to divine source, invite whatever truth about your needs, your values, your boundaries needs to surface in this moment. What truth do you need to speak into the world? What truth do you need to speak within yourself, commit to within yourself? Where are you giving your energy, your time, your resources away? Where are you over giving, overdoing, striving? Collecting this information about where you are losing your energy, where you're giving it away, hemorrhaging it, where your energetic leaks are, taking all of that information in right now. And then tuning in to where you need a boundary. Physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, spiritual boundaries. Boundaries around resources, time, energy. Maybe there's a little bit of everything that needs some fine tuning. Whatever's surfacing here. See it from your higher self, not overwhelmed by it, not needing to take it all on, just identifying, observing, getting curious about where these boundaries are too relaxed. And then an invitation to symbolically encapsulate these energy leaks, these boundary violations, these areas needing fine-tuned. Condense them down into an object. Perhaps it's a stone or a book, a feather. It doesn't matter. However, whatever you want to put these boundaries into. And then allowing yourself to put that down in front of you in this space of the higher self. See all of that energy, all of these areas where you're losing touch with your own boundaries. And say, if it feels okay to do so, say thank you. Thank you for showing me where my areas of greatest growth are going to come from. And whatever this object is, build a wall with it. Incorporate it somehow into a wall, a physical manifestation of a boundary. Perhaps it's a decorative element, but see the wall representing your boundaries beginning to build stone by stone, brick by brick, panel by panel, however you want to build it. Seeing that this takes time and effort. Even if your mind's eye can snap it up, if you rewind in slow motion, each brick will be laid one by one. Each boundary, each area that you fine-tune is a building block that allows you to preserve all of your energy towards your purpose, your mission, your goals, allowing you to be fully in relation with others, authentically in relationship with others. And that object, a memento of all the leaks, of reminding ourselves that we do need to keep our boundaries up. It's not a one-time and done deal. We have to keep establishing them in the world and within ourselves, stone by stone. So standing back to observe this inner wall, this symbol of boundaries, just taking a big deep breath with it. Knowing that you can, the power is within you to draw this in the real world, to put this energetically into place. And saying thank you to your higher self for identifying the areas of leaks, the things needing fine-tuned. And then turning to seek that portal again, that doorway back into the ego self, back into this human self. And closing that door and feeling the shift. Beginning to tune into the body again. Feeling the quality of air on the skin. Feeling the sense of your physical boundaries, your relationship with space. And when you're ready, opening the eyes and taking in the space again. So now we're going to move into a time of communion and a time of reflection. If there is anything that you would like to write down from that, I know there are a couple of things that I'm going to want to write down. We will just take the next few minutes and then I will close us out and we will move into optional readings if you want to get a card pulled. But anything that you took from that experience that you want to write down, journal, record, please feel free to do so. And Kenna, you can click us forward. So as we're journaling that down, if you've brought yourself a snack and a drink, now's the time to go ahead and ground a little bit into your body again. May you never hunger, and may you never thirst. So I invite in chocolate communion or some kind of snack, and that's at this point again to ground and also to do something together, whether you are here live or watching this later, to know that you are sharing an intentional moment with other spiritual beings on a journey to nourish ourselves and to fuel ourselves with what is righteous, with what is delicious, with what is luxurious, with whatever is right for you. So I'm going to go ahead and move into a closing. And here I'm just going to tune into my space again, inviting you to tune into your space as well. And once again, I'm going to light a bundle here. And I just tune into this energy cultivated here, feeling our physical and energetic boundaries, of beginning the process of identifying where our leaks are and where we need to fine tune our boundaries, expressing them both within and without, with ourselves and with others, knowing that we have an inherent right to protect our bodies, our personal belongings, our personal beliefs as they relate to us, our intellectual property, our identity, our time, energy, and other resources. And I hold in the highest that you're partaking in this, that you are coming into deeper relationship with your personal boundaries, that you're beginning to realize where you give that energy away so that you can take control again of yourself, of what's actually within your control, and to stop striving to influence others or change their boundaries. And just focusing your attention in on yourself, on being your best and highest self, being compassionate and kind, curious, open. And I thank the presence of Spirit, of God within and without here in this moment. Thank you for the blessings of community, for the blessing that is our unity and our separation, not separate through ideology, but simply through body, boundary, belief, but with full permission for everyone to be themselves, to be a collective. And if you are curious about how you might begin to do this work in the world, remembering what I said early on about boundaries being the sacred work we need to do right now, that we need to find that fine line between ourselves and others, knowing that we are all in this together, that there is no true separation. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, we have a link for Discord. And if you are open to it, please consider filling out our survey form that we've dropped in the chat, because I'm going to be taking a major step back to kind of fine tune what I'm offering to the world. And I would love your feedback in that and what you might like to see in the future and what went well or didn't go well. So I thank you for being a part of this and tuning into this offering of really getting to know your boundaries.